In this video, I'm showing you how to make pasta with semolina flour. You can make so many different pasta shapes using this flour. You only need two ingredients: top quality Italian semolina and warm water. The difference with the fresh egg pasta is that you can't make all the shapes with that because the flour is too soft. But with this hard durum flour, yes, you can. I'm going to tell you about the history of semolina pasta. I'm going to show you how to knead it, how to cook it, and how to pick the right semolina pasta from the shop. This is how you make pasta with semolina flour. Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate. Today we are making fresh pasta but with semolina flour, and this pasta is gonna turn into a dry pasta. You know when you go to the shops and you always find dry pasta in the packet? Well, that is the basically pasta we're doing today. That you can either freshly made, or you can dry, okay? And I'll teach you everything about it. I'm gonna tell you what this pasta is, and you're gonna become a dry semolina flour pasta master. Now, semolina comes from the south part of Italy, and as I mentioned in the previous video where I show you how to make egg pasta, in this video I want to explain to you that the semolina flour comes from the south. In the south we love to eat dry pasta, okay? Fresh pasta with egg is not common, okay? It's not part of the history from southern Italian. Now, the region of Puglia makes the best semolina that you can buy on the planet. And the city of Altamura is famous for their beautiful flour, semolina, full of fiber, high in proteins. And unfortunately, you can't find this flour everywhere. But I've got one today, I've got mine. The importance of the semolina, it is extremely important. You know, you really need a top quality. So I recommend you to go out there and search for the best semolina that you can get. It is the most important ingredient. Actually, it is the only ingredient because water is just an add-on. This is an artisan pasta done by hand, so you don't really need to follow measurements, but I'll give you the measurement and then you do what you want to do. We're gonna use 500 grams of semolina flour and 300 ml of water. There is no salt in this recipe. Some artisans like to use the salt, but the majority not, because you add the salt when you cook the pasta. You add the salt in the pasta water. Now, before we go ahead, I want to show you how important the semolina is. As you can see here, I've got two different types of semolina. I've got semolina from Italy, from Altamura, which is the best, and here we have a local semolina. This semolina here, as you can see, look at the color. Look how different the two semolina are. We got the Italian semolina from Altamura, and not from everywhere in Italy, okay? In the north part of Italy, they use a soft flour. This is from Puglia. It's a hard flour called hard durum wheat, okay? Look at the difference of the two colors here. Look how yellow this is. This is full of proteins, high in fiber, and look at this one. It does look weak. So when you go and buy your semolina, I strongly recommend you to go for the yellow one. And if you can't find it in the shop, you can buy it online. So please, just make sure you do the right thing. Go for this color. We don't want this flour, that can go. So what I need to do, I'm gonna use 500 grams of semolina flour to make a dough. Now, if you want to make more, just double the amount, because once you make this pasta will basically last a long time. Now, what you do with the semolina, you do like when you make a fresh pasta. You create a well, like that, and then we're adding the water in the middle, okay? So now with the water, it needs to be warm because it helps to combine your pasta, and it helps as well to get the gluten. Okay, it's much better. So what we do now, we put water in there. You can use your fingers or you can use a fork. This is up to you. But basically what we need to do is we want to put the durum wheat flour in the water, so see, it becomes creamy. We kind of want to create a cream. Then we add more water and we put more flour. So go for this recipe: 500 grams of semolina, 300 ml of water, warm water. So in the meantime, as you can see, my dough it's wet, so I'm not gonna add any more water, and I just mix it with my hands. And I just like creating a dough, a pasta dough. Many people prefer this one, many people prefer fresh pasta. It really depends of actually the sauce that you're serving the pasta with, because if you're serving the wrong sauce, you don't want to have the wrong pasta. You want to have the right pasta with the right sauce. Now with the dough, you don't want the dough to be very soft. You want the dough to be a little bit hard. But you need to work the dough. You need to knead it for about 10 minutes, and that's when the dough is ready. So until then, don't judge it yet, okay? Because we are still combining the ingredients together, only 2 ingredients, and the flour is so thin that it needs time to combine. So the pasta, to me, it's almost ready. As you can see, it's a bit too soft for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of more semolina. And this is what an artisan pasta maker does. You need to feel it. It's all about feeling it, okay? So no machines can do this for you guys. This is a must for you to do it by hand. Yeah, now it's much better. See, I don't want the pasta to get stuck to my finger. If it's sticky, it's not right. So let's add a little bit more. That's how you tell it, okay? If it's sticky to your hands, it's not right. You don't want this to be sticky. And as you can see, I'm following this movement, okay? I've got this. I press hard at the front. I fold back, press hard, and again, I fold back. That's what I like to do when I make my pasta. So find your way of kneading. For me, knowing my hand is big, I can do this. If you have smaller hands, you can go like this. You can do 2 at the same time, 2 hands, and fold back in. Or you can do this if it helps. See? By using 2 hands. And please, when you make this pasta, use a wooden board, because it will be much better and more rustic. As you can see, it doesn't get stuck to the board and it's not sticky anymore. This is how you make the pasta dough using semolina flour. That's how you do it. Now, we let it rest for about 10-15 minutes, but it doesn't actually need to rest. But we just want that to rest, so we do have the protein spreading everywhere. And soon we're gonna make a couple of shapes I want to show you, but I'm doing other videos to show you how to make shape by shape using this dough. Our beautiful dough has been resting for about 10 minutes. Look how beautiful this color is. It's beautiful, it's yellow the way we want it, it's smooth, it's silky, and it's easy to manage, easy to use, okay? I want to show you how to make a couple of shapes, okay? So what you can do, we can do orecchiette, which is very popular. So you get a little bit of flour, do that with the orecchiette, you do this. So what you do right now, you do this, you cut it, okay? Cut it small or big. If you make it small, you can use sauce. If you make it bigger, there's no sauce. So you cut it like this, like gnocchi. And what you do here, you do this with the fork, with the knife, and create a little here, just like that. And that's how you make orecchiette, okay? Now here I'm making a small version of orecchiette. These are small orecchiette. You can make them bigger too. And by using this part of your knife, you're actually creating the dent inside, which is going to absorb the sauce. Little ears, see? Got little ears. Again, always have flour, always have semolina flour underneath. Let's make them a little bit bigger. Here I'm making a bigger one, and here that's how you do it. See? This is fun to make. So here we have the orecchiette pasta, traditionally from Puglia, okay? Here now I'm going to make basically pretty much same technique, but you're not gonna create the ears. So I recommend you to have the little snake, I call this a snake, not too thin, just about this size, okay? And what we do, again, we cut as much as we need. And what you do here, you roll it, and you don't turn it into orecchietta, you just leave it as it is, just like this. That's a cavatello. Or you can actually use your finger, just like this, and that's how you create the cavatelli. Just like that. You can do it very rustic with your finger, just like that. Or you can use the knife, just like this, which is probably easier for you. And that's cavatelli pasta. See? So relaxing. Now, something you need to know about this pasta, okay? So this pasta is basically the dry pasta you can buy from the packet or can be eaten fresh. So what I recommend is you can make the sauce and cook it straight away, or you can dry it up, okay? So let's say you want to get the orecchiette, you want to dry them up here. The way you dry up the pasta is this. Artisans from the old days, they used to dry the pasta under the sun for 72 hours, 3 days. That's the original technique of how you dry your pasta. Now, what the companies do now, big companies, they use machines to dry it. And some companies can take 8 hours, some companies a couple of hours, and some companies still like to be artisan and do it maybe 36 to 48 hours. Now, what you do is, I recommend you to keep this inside at constant same room temperature for about 3 days. Yes, let's keep it the same way. You can actually use a fan if you want to be faster, but why do we have to be faster? Let's be an artisan. You're at home, you got plenty of time, you make sure you keep it there somewhere in your room and you make it dry, okay? And this is what you need to do. And after 3 days, you can put it in a nice packet or in a Ziploc bag, or up to you, and it can easily last you 6 months to 1 year. The reason why I'm using this is because you want your pasta to dry on top and at the bottom. So if you don't have something like this, you can actually use a pizza tray. You know those pizza tray with the holes at the bottom? That's what you can use. But if you can get one of these, I recommend you to get it. Okay guys, now I want to show you the difference between pastas, dry pastas, and which one you should buy from the shop. Now, as you can see here, we got pretty much similar pastas, but they are different colors, okay? So the reason why is because some of these pastas use top quality semolina and some of them don't use it top quality. Some of them cook the pasta in as a vase. Some of them dry the pasta in a very fast way, and some of these pastas have been dried over 2 to 3 days, okay? As you can see from this pasta here, this is a kind of orange, it's almost orange, this pasta, and this is, out of this, the one with less quality in there, okay? So when you go to the shop, you can see a pasta closer to orange, you're going to get something that is less quality in there, okay? When you get something like this, you can see that it's in between orange and light yellow, and this is getting to okay pasta, but you know, it's better quality than the previous one. When you get to here, we're talking about a good quality artisan pasta. We're looking at a pasta here that it's almost white. We're looking at least 30 to 36 hours dry process, and you can tell what that means. When you have dry process that lasts that long, you have more proteins, more fiber, and it's a better pasta for you. If you eat this every day, you can become gluten-free in no time. If you eat this every day, I don't think you're gonna become celiac for sure. See this pasta here? This is a very good artisan pasta, and we're looking at 40 hours. 40 hours dry process. Look at the color, look at the difference. And what it is, this is as close as possible to the dough. Here we have a semolina pasta dough, and this, it's what the color is. Look how close this is. It's just a little bit darker, which is the dry process. Look at this, and look at the difference of this. That's what I want to show you guys. That's the difference between a top quality pasta, a good quality pasta, a medium quality pasta, and a low quality pasta. You know, this is the difference. Hey guys, I hope you did learn something today. If you have any questions, just write a comment below, ask the question. I'm very happy to answer. And subscribe, please. That's all we need from you. have nice subscription. So I did show you how to make the dough today, and in the next coming videos I'll show you how to make the pasta shapes. So now you know how to make egg pasta, because I did a video about it. Now you know how to make dry pasta dough. And next is how you make the pasta shapes using both doughs. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Oh no, ora we make pasta. Vincenzo's Plate.